Morbidity is part of the human condition, and the urge to rationalize an interest in dark topics, in particular, true crime, often ends up becoming a case of the lady doth protest too much. So it's refreshing that Pascal Plant's Québécois techno-thriller Red Rooms makes no effort to explain or excuse its heroine's fascination with the ghoulish serial killer, whose trial she attends every morning as if it's her job. And her real motivations remain unsettlingly obscure until the end of the film. Plant's unblinking screw-tightening builds to one of the most jaw-dropping scenes of this or any year, in which Kellyanne shows up at the Montreal courthouse one morning dressed as a 13-year-old victim of accused murderer Ludovic Chevalier, down to the schoolgirl uniform and retainer. Kellyanne bears a striking resemblance to the girl, and seems to get a sexual thrill out of meeting Ludovic's gaze as she's dragged out of the courtroom. Ludovic waves, Kellyanne smiles, the girl's screams rip across the soundtrack. It's sickening. And the chilly filmmaking turns operatic for a moment to enhance the emotion. The hyper-intelligent, hyper-disciplined Kellyanne is a Lisbeth Salander type. She's a loner who lives in a sterile high-rise apartment and makes her money playing high-stakes poker online. She occasionally models for a jewelry company, but otherwise seems to have no personal ties. She's also a hacker. And some of the film's most interesting sequences show exactly how a person like Kellyanne could access networks and accounts that could lead, say, to a stranger being able to break into a dead girl's house and take selfies in her bedroom. The difference between Lisbeth and Kellyanne is that Kellyanne really goes there in amoral ways that few film characters do. Gariepy reveals very little about her character's state of mind in these moments, and this ambiguity is what makes Red Rooms so intriguing. Everyone, including the audience, assumes that Kellyanne is one of Ludovic's groupies, a hybristophiliac. To use the technical term, Plant lightly explores the mindset of these women through the character of Clementine, a country girl with an irrational fixation on proving Ludovic's innocence, who strikes up a tentative friendship with Kellyanne. And we do need a confused, pathetic Clementine to show us how truly cold and emotionless Kellyanne really is, even if her story ends up being a sluggish diversion from the depraved main event. A significant amount of Red Rooms consists of close-ups of Gariepy's face as she coolly watches, both in the courtroom and on the monitors in her apartment where Kellyanne researches Ludovic's case on the dark web. And because Gariepy's performance is so controlled, small movements reveal much about the character's intentions and emotions, such as they are. Her gaze doesn't judge the viewer, but it doesn't absolve them either, and her icy inscrutability makes her a fascinating angle into a case that's nothing but prurient interest. Her dead eyes and blank expression, a canvas onto which the viewer can project their feelings about snuff film sadism and the bottomless depths of human depravity. The filmmaking lowers the temperature as well. The palette is overcast and gray, and the only emotion comes from the frenzied drumming and slashing electric guitar on Dominique Plant's score. In the courtroom scenes, the camera mechanically pivots around the space, dispassionately observing the witnesses gathered to hear the salacious details of Ludovic's network of Red Rooms, where he live-streamed torture and murder online. Plant tastefully declines to show these videos beyond a blurry still of a red-spattered room and some wrenching sound effects. This ends up being more effective than if Red Rooms had indulged in excessive gore, as it forces viewers to fill in the blanks themselves. Red Rooms does finally defer to the viewer's comfort in its final stretch, which is understandable. This film would be indigestible to mainstream audiences. But the problem is that those final 10 minutes also undermine the boldest things about the previous 40, in which Plant and Gariepy provoke the audience with Kellyanne's disturbing behavior. Still, they deserve credit for having the guts to creep up to the abyss and peek over the edge.